Alright, cool. So I'm not going to show you GP because you all know GP. GP fucking sucks. I don't want to run through GP when it's exactly the same as any percent, apart from you grab a hammer, you grab a bit more food, and you grab the fire and ice arrows. You want to know how to do that. This bow right here, well, alright, let's start with right now. You're going to probably be on stasis, because why would you switch after rocketry and up? Immediately switch to bombs, because you're about to fly over there. This bow right here, you don't actually need it if you're doing Tenakasar, unless you've overshot with this bow on plateau for some reason. If you've done like 2 more shots than what you're supposed to on plateau, pick up this bow, otherwise ignore it. You want to, if you're ignoring it, immediately sprint over here. What you want to do is, you like pre-aim as you're running over here, to just any ordinal angle, it should be fine. And then immediately drop both bombs as fast as you can. Wait a couple of seconds in bullet time and get this low angle. And depending on how fast you're going, if you're going to speed cap or not, you want to either super it, or if it's going too fast you're not going to be able to, just let it go. You want the low angle because time spent in the air from a wind bomb sucks. You want as little time in the air as possible. There's a shitload of dead time spent in the air that people don't realize. And then we have this fantastic cutscene. Can't do anything other than mash X and plus before the skip thing even comes up in B right now. So there's either 2 wind bombs you can do, either turn or the backflip. I'm going to say for the backflip immediately. What you want to be doing is holding up and left while this black screen is going right now, so you're in towards the ledge immediately. Swap to square, 2 backflips, 2 parries, heal, backflip, bullet time earlier, get the super launch. So there's also the turn method for that. I'll go back and do that again because there's a few more things I want to go over. There's a turn as well, which technically would be faster because a backflip takes a couple seconds more to set up. Backflip's a lot scarier though, it's more prone to failing because you can easily speed cap, whereas a backflip's just going to be a consistent speed, and with a super you're always going to make it there. Do whichever one you're more comfortable with. One thing to note though with the backflip setup is you have to aim more left than you think, because we want to land over there and then run over to the moblin, but you can't just point your cursor at this. You want to point it like this dip in this like hill to the left here. Should be like right on target. So again, 2 backflips, 2 parries. Just heal. I'm not going to go over shit like how to do supers because it's not tech stuff, it's just AD stuff I'm going over. So ideally, so you even aim a little bit more left than I did. Ideally you want to land like right at this tree so you can just immediately drop and then grab these apples. This food routing is tight, we want like every easy bit of food we can get. You whistle sprinting this whole time because you're going to want to get stamina back straight away, and you need to notify this moblin so you can shoot him at neutral like that. You want to run to like the right side of this beam here. It's not too important where you stand, just make sure it's kind of close to around here. Scope in and aim at this part like with his shoulder blade, the right edge of his left shoulder blade. Do a delayed shield jump. Do not swing your weapon because it can mess up your angle, just delayed shield jump. Then we're going over to this guy. I didn't pick up the hammer when I was setting up this file. Fuck. I need to go back and do that real quick. Okay, you're supposed to have the hammer there because you can't do the next sneak strike without the hammer. So I guess I'm just going to grab the one outside stasis real quick. I just like stuff. I just did it again. Alright. I've not played this game in like 2 weeks, by the way, so I'm crushed it. Pick it up, please. Thank you. How much food did I get? That's fine. I had way too much food anyway. I got lucky on plateau in the crates and got more than you normally do. Which is kind of good actually because I don't want to be showing off having too much food. Because usually you're just totally tight on food. Alright, let's check. I actually have both arrows as well and I didn't just absent-mindedly ignore everything. Cool. So same setup again. A tiny bit more left should be good with this one as well, because it seems like I'm going to be a bit closer to the tree when I finally get there. Yeah, so where I just aimed then would be good. Again, apples if they ever load in. Switch to ice. Right side of this, right edge of his left shoulder blade, small delay. On the shield jump, don't ever swing your weapon, it'll mess up your angle. And then this is the angle we want. I don't think any other angle can actually make it the right way. Land next to this man, make sure when you land you have paraglider out the whole way. Sneak strike him. Doesn't matter about his arrows he drops. If he drops them like right in your path, sure, pick him up, but it doesn't really matter. And now I'm going to save because I'm probably going to mess it up because I'm telling people how to do stuff. So you want to shoot this brown leaf here on like this thing. This guy's probably going to notice me by the way because I'm going slow. This brown leaf here. It'll pull up this guy, and then there's this patch of like stone-covered patch of grass here, with like a mark going across, and this mark is kind of what you want to shoot at. He's out of position now. Actually, I need to reload anyway because I shot that bow and it'll break at a wrong time. So yeah, that brown leaf on like this weird lighter stone texture here. Shooting on that one. He turns that way. Turns the other, frees him. Walk off slowly, do not ever run off fast because you can go a bit too fast and then just push him out of position. So just make sure you don't ever push him as you walk off that. And back. Climb up this pillar. You want to stand in the back left half of like side of this pillar, like as I'm trying to move into it now. You want to aim at this like pointy part of his cloth, like his wave cloth thing, then aim like 1 pixel to the right. I like to bow and equip for this one because I don't know, I just like getting max speed and stamina. This is actually a kind of bad angle, but it might still make it. Normally you want to be going a bit faster and a bit lower, so you hit it directly. Of course, again, when I'm trying to tell people how to do stuff, it doesn't go right. But luckily, I guess I can show the backup for it, if you do get this. You land on this thing. And then you don't have the bow unequipped because you did the bow unequip BTB, and actually we're gonna reload it. But that's the backup, you just win bomb from on that thing. Alright, cool, round 2. Brown leaf. This stone thing here, covered with grass. Second turn, go off so you don't push him as you fall off. Topaz. Back left corner. This is the bit faster one I was looking for. So re-equip the bow when you, if you bow unequip, you don't have to, but it's kind of nice for the AD BTBs, it can be a bit pushing the limits of how much stamina you have. If you do bow unequip, make sure to re-equip it instantly after you do the BTB. Is this thing. So turn around, do this, aim here on the thing on the ground. And get the low angle ideally, I guess. I didn't mean to get that, but technically it is better. I'm gonna have to redo that because that's not normal. That would have worked, by the way. You just aim at the same place normally and then jump at him if he's already noticed you like that and turned. Because the turning won't change the hitbox of the BTB, like how you get sent. So that. I've just done the same thing again. Alright, so this is happening because I'm dropping the round bomb a little bit too early. You have to delay your round bomb a tiny bit when you're doing it from these terminals, otherwise it'll roll down the terminal and you'll get a low angle like I got a second ago. Again, a bit close there. Whistle when you get up to the top of there. So he turns. Aim like slightly to the right of his middle. Don't bullet time as early as I did. Well, actually, bullet time as early as you need to hit the back of him to get an okay BTV. You don't have to eat on this, by the way. You can avoid the core damage if you just fall enough. Like there, I'm out of it. I was just doing it for safety because apparently I'm terrible at talking and playing at the same time. So I'm gonna go over again. I'm gonna go over that again real quick because it was kind of a shit one. I want to tell you how to do good ones. Go the same again, aim at that thing on the shrine, delay the first one a tiny bit. Ideally you would want that shitty low angle thing I was on about, because it can send you like the perfect height to just immediately land on this and go. But it's hard to constantly replicate that. So the high angle's fine. Yeah, you whistle as soon as you land on top of it, and you want to take a little bit of a step back from the absolute edge, because it lets you delay your bullet time way longer. You can just do it as soon as you get close to him. And also, ideally you can get an angle here where it's just like pure speed straight towards Rito, but you have to hit the very edge of that moblin, and it's pretty scary to do. And it's hard to tell because it's a moblin in the hitbox, it is just weird. But yeah, that would be a better one. Just make sure to take a step back so you can delay your bullet time as much as possible. But don't go too far back so you can't actually hit his backside and get this angle. I'm in English, by the way, don't play in English, play in Italian.
Link! That divine beast was taken over by Ganon 100 years ago. You must find a way inside in order to free it from Ganon's malice. I believe in you, Link.
Don't talk to him twice, I was just looking at Discord. It's you press A twice on his text box and then you spam V. And it's just one A press for and then it's spam the crap out of X and plus. Okay, let's do it now. Rotate your camera towards this window so you have an easy way to run out. Top option. Sell this, sell this. So if you have 2 chilies, then if you still have 2 chilies and you've not had to eat a lot of food on the way out, all you want to do is buy 2 sun shrooms. If you have 3 chilies, it's even better because you get a longer cold resist, but then only buy 2 sun shrooms, and then just buy all of these. If you don't have any chilies, you have to buy all of them, and you can't buy all of these because then you won't have enough rupees when you need to buy the clothes. Either way, eat some food. Alright, I just did something dumb as well actually. Don't eat 2 things. All you want to do is have just over 1 heart so you can survive this wind bomb, because we're about to eat over there as well to get to full. Either way, wind bomb somewhere here that you're comfortable from. Sometimes getting on the fence can be awkward and Link just won't come on it, so you can just like do it at this ledge too and also fall off it. But yeah, set up an angle that's just off north, and then you want to look up obviously because Rio is like central, and then you want to go for a turn. If you get about this speed, then probably don't go for a super, this is fine. If you get less speed than this, you want to super it. Don't sweat about cold damage, it doesn't start till you're a bit over it, and when you land, you have 10 seconds from when the temperature gauge goes down to the cold that'll damage you, but if you've got a super or a decent turn, you'll make it to these torches and be fine. Grab these, you don't need the swallow bow. If you're still not comfortable with bow routing, grab it. I'm gonna grab it because I suck at talking and playing. 3 chilies, 2 sun shrooms. Always, always, always immediately eat this. It's better as well to land at the entrance with the ladder and the torches rather than landing towards Teba here. Because it's way easier to just land and immediately get a cutscene, and you're gonna have to run towards these and then cook, whereas when you can just run here, cook, grab things, and to him, it's a little bit faster. You don't need to change hours or anything, because it'll put it on straight away as soon as you get into this archery minigame. There's a thing here as well where you pre-aim at one of the targets and shoot before you speak to him. Like you shoot an arrow, immediately speak to him, and then it gets shot as soon as you're in the minigame. That's only worth it if you can line up that shot super fast. If you can do it, go for it. I don't give a crap about doing it. Sometimes you get screwed by the minigame just glitching out as well. I have no idea what causes that.
Perfect.
I don't know what the ideal targets to shoot are here as well. But they're all pretty damn fast to get any 5s, so just go for any that you're comfortable with. The absolute ideal situation right now would have been this bow had broke. You want to shoot it like, if you can get 2 more shots off and it breaks. That's from like every shot being fine on GP and to what, like up to here and everything. It's kind of hard to just get in random shots before it that are still like not slow as hell. So it's fine, whatever. It's going to break later, even if you don't break it now when we're shooting, setting up another BTB or shooting cutter card to unfreeze it. But what you do want to do is unequip whatever the hell bow you had on then to open this chest. It'll immediately put the falcon bow on for you. Don't use the swallow bow in this because it's a 30 range bow. Falcon bow is a 40 range bow. You can shoot a bit further, a bit easier. So it's way easier to hit the laser just at the very top. Whatever, I don't know what thingy it is. The north one. It's one of them. You know which one I mean. Spam the crap out of B, hold up when this happens, and A. Because that doesn't start, it starts on the second option. If you hold A, it just immediately defaults to the top option. So what you want to do here as well is drop down pretty damn low, because we're about to win bomb, and we don't want to risk going past the ceiling at the top, otherwise it'll just void you out and say, screw you, go back down to the ground, do it again. Don't know why it lets you do that, but it does. So I'm going to mess up this win bomb because I've not done it in a while. But drop down, shoot a little above. What you want to do for this win bomb is, you want to... I'm just going to do it first and then go over it.
Exit.
So you want to drop down low, you want to, like as you saw I was pumping the glider, what you want to do is let go of the glider, be holding forward the entire time. As soon as you press glider again and pull it out, you want to drop the bomb and then drop your second bomb and go like super quick. Like ignore any other timing, you know, with standard win bombs because of the updraft here. It makes it so you have to go super fast to be able to get the right angle for the bombs to hit you. You're going to have to play around with it a bit if you can't do it already. It's not really that bad, just remember to go pretty fast and try and get some more space into what I had done. And, you know, as soon as you open the glider, do it. You want to look at the minimap and want to be in the middle of the third on the minimap when you get there. You want to shoot just a little bit above these when you're in the center. And then this one you want to shoot a bit above and a bit to the left because it's constantly moving that way. And then I missed that one obviously. Shot a bit too high I think.
We did it.
You want to, if you miss more than 2 shots, so 10's the absolute minimum you need for meta. Technically you can do it with less, but then you're stretching your other arrows too far and it's not great. You can totally fuck up the rest of the run if you do that. If you have 10, you need perfect shots on Windblight. If you have 11 and 12, you should be totally fine anyway. if you have less than 10, there's a chest in a sec that I'm gonna go and get anyway at the end of this, because I don't know if everyone knows where it is. But yeah, less than 10, probably get them. I will say as well, if you're super confident in your shots up top, like, you know, as soon as you shoot them, you're like, yeah, I've hit the turrets.
Well, now, I had
Switch your arrows to normal arrows, like, before you even get into meadow. As you fall in and waiting for it to put you in the cutscene, just swap them then.
If so,
If you're not, then do it at the start of meadow.
that guided.
So immediately swap them now. Get screwed by a D-pad. Sprint to about here and then whistle sprint the rest of the way, because you want quite a lot of stamina by the time you get to this thing. Make sure you kind of get a tiny bit of a boost from that updraft from being still, and then go forward. If you hit like that ceiling thing, makes it a bit harder to actually get up there. You grab that ancient core, because we're going to need it for the fireproof elixir later. You don't need a paraglider here, just jump over this, sprint down, shoot that and miss. Do this thing. This one. Run backwards a little bit when you go up there. Just so you're totally high enough to get onto this.
There are 4.
Ideally what you want to do in this thing as well is you don't want to go as high as I did now, because I'm going to have to pump a little bit to be able to get into there. What would be best is just getting the perfect amount of height to immediately be holding forward the entire time. You want to be entering that though at the highest possible part of the window, so you can immediately come up to this top part.
There are 3.
Whistle sprint out of this window, pump the glider once. That should get you low enough to be able to just hold towards this thing the entire time.
There are 2.
So you should have, if you don't have more than one heart here, heal. If you're comfortable with mid-air wind bombs, you should probably do the mid-air. It's a decent bit faster. If you're not, just void out. And then get that angled, okay? So face a bit more right than I did. Like, go further out to the left, face a bit more right, and then that should be able to send you over this thing in the middle as well, or at least up to it, so you can easily glide down to the next part. Okay, you just want to go about this high, go through either this part or the bit to the right of me. Do not touch the thing to the right of me there, or it cancels your paraglider quite a lot of the time, and you're just going to fall. You should still have the falcon bow instead of the swallow bow, so you can shoot a tiny bit above it, and shoot a bit to the right as well, because there's this thing here that can block your shot, whereas if you shoot to the right, there's still a bit of the eye you can hit way more easier then. This is probably going to be too low now because I'm rushing. Absolutely. That almost made it though. Like, sometimes it looks a bit too low on that thing, and then you can just like walk up on that. So you want to swap to stasis while you're doing that, and don't hit bullet time. Shoot that guy. Shoot. Totally missed that guy, cool.
Just.
Hit this open. I already had stasis on while I'm doing it. For this thing, you want to come at it from a bit of an angle. You do not want to be down here because you'll miss it. You want to be like here-ish. Hit it 3 times, swap to mag, pull this thing over, swap back to stasis, and freeze it. Swap the bomb arrows while that thing's flying over.
that. I want you to flap to it.
Oh yeah, so let's show where the bomb arrows are, in case you mess up. Normally you just jump out the window and fly up, nothing special. Right here. Again, less than 10, get these. If you have 10, you can do it, you need perfect headshots though. If you do get these bomb arrows, best way back up is this main elevator, updraft even from here. Alright, so this fight is a piece of shit RNG fest. What you want to do is immediately whistle sprint towards the left.
His aim is dead on. Watch
Or full on
yourself.
sprint, whatever, just as long as you have full stamina by the time you get to the updraft. Give him 3 headshots. So the way you can land as well is really awkward. Sometimes you can just totally screw and you cannot headshot him. And that's just this fight. This fight is just a piece of shit sometimes, where he lands and how he falls. Like where he teleports to, how he falls, everything can screw you over. It's hard to get the perfect fight on this. But anyway, 3 headshots, 3 ice arrow headshots when he's on the ground. As soon as you let the 3rd ice arrow shot go, you want to switch to bombs, jump on the updraft, go forward a bit. When he gets up like this, 2 headshots will be enough to put him into phase 2. If you didn't headshot every shot, shoot a 3rd bomb arrow there. If you're not completely sure you've headshotted on every shot, just shoot again. Immediately bullet time when you came close, because when you come close, they'll start phase 2 immediately trying to attack you. If you're not close enough, say about between halfway, like where I am now, like halfway between the updraft and the thing, he's just going to teleport immediately. Because I was explaining shit then, he got up a bit fast. It was about to be the perfect fight. I would have just, so he would have got up from the 3 ice arrow headshots, and then I would have just gone, and then that'd be the fight. Spam the crap out of, like hold sprint, spam the crap out of A, so you can pick that up immediately. And we're out of metal. I'm going to switch to, okay, so if you still have the Boko bow, now's the time when you'd switch to that because you want to break it on the next BTB we're doing. And we want to keep the Falcon bow's durability past here for quite a while. I'm going to put the Swallow bow on, I guess. No A presses here, so just spam B non-stop until he shuts up. Hold left as well the entire time in this thing, so you can just start immediately doing that. And we walk to Tenor. So. Immediately ZL, backflip onto this, aim at the same spot again. Oh no, that is not good. So don't do what I just did. You want to shoot here. So you need to get here kind of fast before he starts walking off. He needs to be in the position he was in then. If he's walked anywhere, he's probably going to screw this up. So you want to shoot at that stone, the edge there that I just shot. As soon as you've done that, switch the ice arrow and you want to shoot here, in the middle of this face of the pillar. Shoot there, immediately turn and shoot him. Aim anywhere there around his armpit. Make sure you're in this corner of the pillar. Instant shield jump. This one you should probably always bow on equip for because it can be really tight. You want to bullet time real close to him as well. And what we're doing is you don't want to, you just hold forward the entire time because he's going to curve to the right anyway. And we're trying to land on this ledge up here. I'm going to re-equip bow now while we're in the air. Unequip shield, put it back on because I don't want the landing to be weird. Aim along here somewhere. Delay bullet time a little bit when you're jumping off this ledge, because sometimes it can just say, hey, no, you're not going into bullet time. We're picking up these 2 truffles. Shoot an arrow as soon as you land down here. Almost hit the whiz rope. Bear in mind which bow you have on at this point as well, because I have the swallow bow, I can just point and shoot at it. If you have the Boko bow and you're shooting from where the chest is, you have to aim up like way up here. Probably should have been broken by now though on that BTB. But yeah, if you've got one of the good range bows, just point and shoot. If you've got a not good range bow, aim quite high. We're grabbing these for roofie routing's sake. You're going to be doing that a bit better than I just did then, because you can totally break those in between the fire arrow shots where it's still melting the ice. And don't lose any time really, other than the text box of picking up the luminous stones. You need 8 fire arrows to melt Kutaka. You can do it with 7 and not lose any time if you do 7 fire arrows, swap to a normal arrow, and then light that and then let it melt it. It loses barely any time compared to doing 8. But 8 is a tiny bit faster. If you have less than 7 fire arrows, you're losing a bit of time because you're gonna have to do then light another normal arrow and then let it melt a bit, and then use another fire arrow and do the same again. Right, the card's open now. So I have no idea what the hell just hit me. Oh really, what just hit me? That wasn't the whiz rolls because I would have frozen. Wouldn't that follow me up there, so whatever. I don't want less health though. Alright, so eat one of those truffles you just picked up because you'd be on way less health. Probably. Would you be on less health? Yeah, because you just did wind bombs. So there's either a turn here or a not turn. I prefer to not do the turn because it's just risky as hell. If you're not doing the turn, you want to aim... I look at this rock, like this part of the rock here, and like aim online with that part. You can get lag if you... So getting lag here is pretty hard sometimes. A lot of the time I just resort to VR. What you want to do is either look where I'm looking now to try and get it without VR, or you can look back at the shrine, I don't know, mess about with where you like looking. That's why I like looking without VR. I try that fast, and if I don't see it, I immediately swap to VR and do it, because otherwise your super's just not going to be fast enough with a normal wind bomb. I lost all my lag then, because I was talking about it for 10 hours. So this was like 3rd try super or something then, and it's pretty damn slow. Hey look, 3rd try is... I mean, not 3rd try, 1st try, decent bit faster. This one was kind of slow though, actually. I don't know why I didn't clear everything, that was kind of weird. Alright, well, it should have made it the whole way. I do not actually know why it didn't. I'm gonna keep VR on because we're about to do... Well, I'm gonna have to go over two things, I guess, the BTB and this. If you're doing the super, keep VR on. Switch off your shield there so you immediately put Radiant on. I grabbed this in here because I use it in the Thunderblight fight. You can do the Edge of Duality strat where you just backflip. It probably is better to do the Edge of Duality thing and just skip this because it's an extra text box. But I don't know, I just do this. So for this Wind Bomb, a lot of time people... Why the hell is this here? A lot of time people like spend hours like trying to jump on this rock, doing all this stuff, jumping past it, and then like trying to set up on this, and then ideally what you want to do is just like come out of there, immediately just jump and shield surf over these. Just look where that is, place a bomb down because you should know the distance between, like, for backflips, and this one's really lenient. You just kind of need to be this distance from the rock. And you can just like immediately fire it off instead of doing like the 10 hours of setup. So yeah, don't shield surf over, just like line up with Gerudo on there. And we over there. So alternate option of the BTB, which is technically faster and slower. Which, if you're doing the BTB as well, take VR off. Same thing though, shield surf down, unequip at the edge. Well, not unequip, spam B or whatever. Land on this border. Okay, I don't have normal arrows. That's really cool. Can I do it with a fire? Do I need a fire arrow? No. Maybe this will work. So you want to shoot at this black spot here. Freeze him. Normally you can just shoot him with a normal arrow, and then that's totally fine. You won't try and run into this guy. I'm gonna have to freeze him because I don't have that. Aim at like the edge of his arm here. That would be the absolutely ideal BTV. Like you want to do it that late. Okay, you want to be a bit more left if you're going this fast. But this one would be faster than the super, because this angle is like so low you can just drop down. And if it was actually totally on target, so I guess you aim a little bit more left than I did, you can just fly right at the shrine, because instead of a wind bomb, you have to like stay high up the entire time and then drop down, whereas with this you can just be going full speed and going down at the same time. A little bit riskier, especially if you're going for that low angle, because you know you can just totally miss it and waste a shitload of time. If you get the high angle, it's slower than the super, and if you get like the mid angle, it's about the same as the super. Talk to that dude. Get that what you say. So if you've done the... You don't need VR here, but it makes the super a lot more reliable, and missing the super kind of sucks here. If you've done the wind bomb, the backflip super over there, then you should just stay in VR the whole time, no reason to come out of it yet. If you've done the BTB preference, I guess. I don't have the bow on, because I just did the BTV. You want to aim somewhere around here. It's really hard to get the right angle for this for some reason. Watch for the bomb rolling down the terminal and giving you a low angle here, because it's really bad here. So make sure you like do a tiny, like the tiniest bit of a delay on the first bomb again on terminals, because if you do it normal or early timing, which would be fine everywhere else, it's going to mess it up.
Hi. Ah.
Just found the crap out of DNA.
Oh.
I'm staying in BR for the same reason as the wind bomb to here. There's no reason really to come out of it if you're already in it. And it makes this next wind bomb way nicer for getting the super.
Whoa.
So for this wind bomb, you don't have the mini-map if you've got VR on. Just come anywhere to the edge. I usually come at this spot. There's a turn and there's a normal wind bomb. They both get you there. Obviously the turn's a bit faster. The turn really loves to speed gap here though. I'm gonna try and go for it. Okay, this is an okay turn, but the angle's a bit off. Okay, it was a terrible turn. That should put me back up there actually. So I guess that's another point against the turn. I don't do the turn here anymore because it just loves speed capping. You can get too low where you just can't clear this and then it sucks. And it's just overall way harder. If you do the turn, you want to aim somewhere around here, then play around with it and see what you can get. If you're not doing the turn, aim somewhere similar, like slightly right of the shrine over there, and then just... and then miss the super input. I'm not going back and doing the super, you know the idea. I will say as a backup, if you do miss the super, and you are going to land somewhere up here, then doing a square first wind bomb from up here would be faster. If you get a super fast wind bomb right immediately from over there to here, you have to watch for Reju not being completely unloaded. If you go in here when she's like totally unloaded, you're soft locked. So if you get a super fast wind bomb over there, take a quick look inside just to make sure that she's not like completely unloaded. She can be invisible and you'll be fine because she'll load in as you're getting in there. And it's kind of hard to totally predict. But just watch out for it. Alright, TPing back to Kutaka. If you went semi-fast, you should still have your cold resist up at this point, so you don't have to worry about food. If you didn't, depending on how you get down to Yiga hideout, you might have to eat. So multiple ways to do this. Ideally, the absolute fastest one would be to get a delayed turn wind bomb. That, okay, it needs to be a tiny bit higher. He wants to barely clear that gap, not gap, that hill I just went over then, like bounced over. So you keep your full speed and you can keep falling towards this place and then not have to pull paraglider out until like you're right down there. You can just do a standard wind bomb over, which is kind of the same speed. It's almost the exact same speed as just shield surfing down. But obviously this delayed turn wind bomb is the riskiest thing. You want to aim the tiniest bit south of west, so like at those trees. If the bomb rolls down like that, you're kind of not going to get a good thing. This would be okay, I just died from the cold resist. See, that'd be okay, but the angle was a bit off because the bomb rolled down. So you have to pull glider and correct the angle a bit faster. Same happened again. See, it was kind of fast, but because I had to turn so much, I had to pull glider a little bit earlier, and then curve a bit more. And it just wasn't like a direct beeline to it anyway, so it wasn't great. This part was the easiest to jump onto for the skew. But wherever you're comfortable with getting it, just get it there. It's the easiest clip in the world. Don't ever whistle running over it, by the way, because the guy over there will just come in the room and totally screw you. If you picked up a lot of bows, you might have to drop one here to be able to pick this up. Get those arrows, swap to this, swap to this, this. Have your controller do that for some reason. Why is it doing that? Have Link climb the wall for some reason. For the wind bomb from KT to here as well, if you're doing the normal wind bomb, you're not trying to go for any like delayed low angle stuff, don't try and super it, it's not going to save you any time because it's such a short distance. And also, yeah, if you've got food concerns, just shield surfing down the radiant shield is like what, 1 second slower than the standard wind bomb. Immediately pull bow, shoot him as soon as that thing appears, whistle sprint over, pull left and turn around. Stand at his at like 7 o'clock relative to him so you can get the double hits. Like, it's always relative to how he lands, don't just stand at like actual 7 o'clock, stand at 7 o'clock relative to Koga. And stand a bit more left than you think, I guess, as well. It's like half 7, not exactly 7. Walk forward a little bit here. Shoot at his belly as soon as it's above him because it's the easiest spot to hit. Start spinning before he, like, as he's about to get knocked down. We've already got mag on from opening the door, so just immediately do that, click down. Clear the ragdoll from before by doing that in between these 2 metal ball phases. Alright, I was looking at other stuff, but you want to be holding forward like as you're coming out of that, so you can just start immediately sprint into this. The cool thing is, I don't totally remember rupee routing right now, but I know I picked up quite a few luminous stones before, so maybe I don't actually have to pick up this. I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm gonna go over it when I get to the arrows properly, so I remember it. Right now, thinking about math routing, doing stuff like this is kind of bad. So if you don't have a fire arrow like me, normally you would just shoot that. I think you can just shoot it with bomb arrow and it'll light up. Yeah. Also, if for some reason you don't have bomb arrows, what you can also do in it is normal arrow, the torch on that. But yeah, use a fire arrow. You should have a fire arrow. I guess I'll go over both ways of doing this. Normal way would be you don't use a gale in it. You shoot fire arrows at that thing as soon as you come into this room. Fire arrow this, run along this side, grab this topaz, this ruby, come down here. So with this part, you want to climb on this part of the wall like a bit out, like not super close to the ladder, a bit further out, because as you like jump on there you get a little bit extra, and as you run over here, like as you do the diagonal jump to the top, it gets quite a bit higher than like free ladder jumps was. And that's why everyone always does that dumb stuff where you jump on the wall there, but you see climb a bit more. Spam the crap out of A. Two chests and warp out. The other way would be to, this is if you want to use a glider in, if you want to use a gale in here, you're going to have to do a mid-air in the Boris. Technically faster, also way riskier. Don't do it unless you're going for pretty low times or you're super comfortable with mid-airs. But yeah, fire arrow onto this, run through it, grab the two chests now instead of grabbing the... Oh wait, no, this is totally wrong. That's not how you do that. You go and grab the ruby and topaz first, because you need time for this to burn. Okay, ignore everything I just said in the last 30 seconds. If you're doing the gale in here, you fire arrow this. While it's burning, you run over here and grab the ruby and topaz that are here. Go around to this. Grab the rupees in there, and then you gale like back here. And then glide into that. You want to do it back there because the way the ceiling is and the way the gale is just constantly pushing up, you can kind of coast along the ceiling to get there. If you do it too close, you're going to get stuck in that, and it gets way harder to actually land up there without wasting all the time you spent galing, and straight up wasting a gale anyway, and having to run around. But yeah, once you've grabbed all the bananas up there, if you've galed, that's when you teleport out. Immediately sprint over a shield surf, dismount, jump up there so you get like the boost like in any percent, climbing the wall after you get the bow. Over here by two of these. This is for safety reasons in Elden Layer. Don't really need to buy anything but the shock arrows. I'm gonna check Reapy right now. Normally, ideally, you'd sell in Current City because it's faster to sell to him than like running around here and selling to her, but I'm gonna do it now just to check Reapy route and stuff. I'm only gonna sell one of these ones for this. So you need 600 for the top in Current City. Because we got 4 luminous stones, you totally have enough with that. If you need 4 to skip the ruby that I got in that first room where Magnesis the chest up. If you don't get 4, you have to get that ruby. We ought to have enough. Wait, no, you can do it free. It's only 600, is it? You can do it free luminous stones. If you get 3 luminous stones, skip the ruby. If you don't, grab the ruby. Put duplex bow on as you're running over here. Put on normal arrows, and then light it like this. I guess you could also fire arrow it, but it's totally a waste. It's not really that much faster. You should only have 1 of these because you would have had it earlier. I game over and got more health than I should have, so I'm just gonna throw it away. You can either cook both of these at once or cook 2 separately. Do it based on how confident you are in Elden and food routing in general. 4 of these, 4 of these, 5 of these. You can do 4 sets of 4, but you don't need to. Only do it if you're slow at getting from Fireblight to Ganon. Yeah, that's the cooking for this. Sprint up there, let's go sprint, make sure you have full stam. Don't mess up like I did there. There's a better way to do this. You want to make it so you can go up that wall in like 2 jumps and not lose all your stamina, so you can just easily sprint over, otherwise you're gonna have to slow walk over to redo and it sucks. I'll just whistle sprint out the wall after the first one. Alright, so you'd immediately be holding forward, sprint to this spot, and then just like aiming over it. Well, I'm gonna go over it now, I guess, because now would be a good time. If you're not going for like a low time in all dungeons, then I guess I'd ignore this, focus on doing it right. If you are, then normally what I see from a lot of people that kind of sucks and they don't realize is that you take forever setting up the wind bombs. Like for this one, you can easily just like do that, okay, and you just miss the fucking run. I don't know where you start from. So like here, you just like aim there and then go super fast. People spend way too much time setting up the aiming for stuff like this when really you don't really have to change much of an aim there. You just kind of aim slightly to the right and then you're on here. If you're not doing that, if you're not going for low times, whatever, make sure you get the aim right. Don't aim directly on this because wind bomb angles are more exaggerated than you think when you're going off cardinal. You want to aim slightly to the left of this thing when you're looking at it from Gerudo. But yeah, you'll have duplex on already because you switched to it in Gerudo before when cooking. You switch the bombs as soon as you land and speak to Riju.
Oh.
So it doesn't really matter if you spam in A or B or both or whatever the hell in this part, because it's just kind of going in its own pace. Just make sure you're not absent-mindedly spamming the crap out of B, so like when it gets into it you don't instantly dismount. I've seen it a few times. Like when it gets to this part I'm spamming A. I'm just gonna go over exactly what I'm thinking in this part as well, because I see people mess up this sometimes when you never really messes up if you just do normal stuff. I'm looking at this part of the hill, I'm going over like this top part here, like the tallest part of it. I'm going a little bit to the left of, like, I'm just going forward, I know where I can't see. As soon as I see one of the pillars that I recognise, there's these bushes that I usually look for, there's that pillar on the left, just staying along this side somewhere. Went to the right of this pillar. This cutscene started, I'm holding back immediately. There's redo. Don't hold back the whole time because you can end up going behind her bubble and dying. You have to like start going forwards when she gets to you, but not too fast, like you can go outside of it immediately. Also, for these shots, you want to shoot. So these like rings around the leg, you want to shoot about 4 up on the 4th one as soon as the purple thing starts coming into you. But as soon as it does this step, shoot that one, shoot a tiny bit above that one, shoot that one, shoot that one. Spam the crap out of X and Plus a bit faster than I was doing then. Again, similar to Meadow, would be totally ideal if you're confident in your shots, which you can be for this one because it's way easier to do these shots than the Meadow ones. Immediately switch to shock arrows as soon as you fired off your last bomb arrows. If you didn't, then just immediately switch to shock arrows as soon as you gain control in her.
One thing. Head over.
You know this guy, you cares about him. Jump as soon as you're at the top of this ramp. Push this thing, keep an eye on that. As soon as like the lamp thing becomes visible for you, you can stop pushing this. Get skew off this thing. That was not skew, that was a double bump. Try to run straight along this and not fall off because it takes an extra second to jump back on it again. For this thing you want to aim like at the top of the glass thing. As soon as you shoot it, jump backwards. So what I'm doing here is you can press ZL and put the camera behind you. If that makes it easier for you to instantly pull the camera back to you instead of pan over like this. I've never done that. I've always just like slowly walk down as the camera's panning back anyway. You never want to sprint at this part pretty much because you can easily fall out of the head and you can go too fast sprinting. I'm basically slowly tapping towards the camera that is coming towards Link now, so I can fall down from this part like this and then start running over. I might have been a bit too slow there because of course I was.
There are 4.
Yeah, it totally was, so I'm just going to restart all of the bars. But yeah, you want to start tapping down as soon as the camera's panning back over. Or get down like kind of quickly. You can do the ZL thing if you're more comfortable with the camera like that, play with both I guess. I still got a skew from the last thing, so I'm just going to reset it and do it again. This thing's really annoying and sometimes you just can't get up it and you've got to take a step back and jump at it again. And again, top of that. Side flip. So last time what happened was, if you don't activate the terminal before
There are 4 terminals.
it's like got to the top part, where it gets like as high as it can and then it's about to go back down, you get stuck in there and you can't get out. You want to touch it, you want to activate this terminal and jump out before it fully reaches like the apex of its raising, I guess. Let's jump out, paraglider. So if you didn't use Gale before, this is where you land like ahead of me right now on top of there. Immediately Gale again. If you did Gale inside, you get hideout, you can have the mid-air here. And of course I'd fail it. So here's the backup if you fail it. Alright, I've not done that backup in a while. Ideally you'd go more to the right so you don't bounce off that thing, have enough height to get over that, get in there. I'm gonna have to do some jank stuff now. So you'd never use this here, you just either glide in from Gale in from the other side, or mid-air over, or actually get that back up. So land in here, do that, shoot that guy down below.
There are 3
Don't bullet time because bullet time is slow, and here's where you Gale in here, like immediately over this fence. Instead, I'm gonna have to do this stupid setup to be able to get over there without one. So yeah, normally you just ignore those guardians, jump kind of close to the gate and then just Gale over it.
There are 2.
If you're low on food, sometimes, if you're low on health, sometimes these guardians can just like snipe you as you're running back out of this part. I'd advise probably just eating the attack food anyway at this part because you're gonna have enough of it in Thunderblade. Here's where you'd swap your bows, your arrows, your bow and arrow, jump out like this. Don't try and jump out too fast so that you can't like curve back in with the glider. If you do jump out too far and you can't just like easily glide and make it, run up this ramp bit to the side and then just jump and glide over. If you're low down, like in the middle there, you're not going to make it, so make sure you got a bit of elevation at that part.
The terminals that take Noble. You're right.
So immediately hold back and sprint there, and then press minus, or whatever the equivalent is on your controller. Come to this third one, rotate it 3 times. Start whistle sprinting and glide over to this, run along it. Jump up, glide over to this part, ignore this guy. And just like this. So I'm gonna say some crazy shit here. Ideally what would be completely fastest thing to do would be to get this, and then you ESC through this,
Well done. Take
in this
a
position
little
here.
time.
You jump on this, do this, jump at it like this. I just totally screwed that up because I didn't mean to ESC, then I realized I totally messed up my skew for when I was going to do this now. Oh, I haven't? Cool. So yeah, that ESC is pretty hard. It likes to fuck up a lot. What you can do is if you take like an extra second of turning this, just make it a hell of a lot easier by doing that. For some reason it's 10 times easier to get through that wall when it's rotating like that. And also, just when it's on its side like that, if you don't get it instantly while it's still rotating. I have no idea why, it's just a lot easier to get the clip when it's like that. So as you come down, as you're gliding down, if you've not already got everything on or ready to fight from the blade, which you should have the bow on and the bomb arrows, put on the radiant shield. I use the scimitar. If you don't and use Edge of Duality, don't block like I'm about to. Just backflip his attack, don't get a flurry rush.
Watch yourself.
If you get these balls, just walk away. If you still have the pot lid on, just take it because you won't knock your shield off. So if you had the Edge of Duality on, then you just backflip. Wait until Link is out of the timing to do the backflip like attack thing that we do for, I don't know, setting up BTBs and stuff sometimes, you know, when he moves forward. You want to just get the 2 normal swings. You'll have enough time to hit him and then just like, it breaks his shield and the first one knocks him down straight away, I think. I don't know, I don't use the Edge of Duality, but it's pretty easy, it's faster. If you're like me and don't like doing that, you just scimitar, hit him, spin attack. Shoot the crap out of him. Make sure you're totally aiming on top of him and not like to the side of him or around him, because if you can't get, like, you're okay in first phase I guess to get him to like burn him down to half because he doesn't immediately put his shield back up. But it's better to just get in like as little shots as possible because that's fastest. Throw mag on now. Should have done it before when I was gliding. You want to immediately try and run back up here, by the way, so you can get like the fastest pillar you can. You can sometimes get the first pillar to him, but it's super risky and he has to be like, there's a position where you can either be where he is now, on the other side of where he is now, like the right hand side instead of the left, or it can be directly above where I am. If you get that one, you can make the first pillar and put it on him, but it's really tight and it's risky as fuck. I usually go for the second one there. For this one I'm probably going to go for the second and third as well. It's really hard to get the first one. So how he falls as well is relative to how you held the pillar against him. So sometimes he'll fly off in like whatever direction, and that's because like you probably held it in front of him, and he's gonna try and fly backwards like up onto a platform or something. Makes it really hard to hit him, and basically you just want to slide down to the floor pretty much. That's the easiest way to hit him. That's why I held it to the right hand side of him then, so he'd like kind of bounce off the wall and just slide down. This is the important phase to make sure you're definitely hitting him, because if you don't get all those shots and kill him while you're in that bullet time, then he's immediately going to put up his shield, and you're either going to have to parry a laser or a flurry rush or something, or you know, something you just don't want to do and waste a shitload of time. So you'd want to swap those here as you're running over and do it way faster, because you're about to come to the horrible push BTV. Because we just ESC'd, we're gonna have to immediately swap over to fix ragdoll. Back to GP. Right, so if you use a scimitar, you want to make sure you have a two-handed weapon on before you do this as well, actually, because we're going to be using swings. So anything that's two-handed works, just make sure it's not a scimitar, it might fuck up your BTB. You can immediately start whistle sprinting off. We want full stamina here, put the shield back on. I'm using the Falcon bow because it's a quick draw bow, it shoots fast and everything. We want as much stamina as possible because this can be a bit shit. So you want to jump off, glide down here, bullet time around here. You want to aim just below where the Boko's eye is on the platform. So like there. I'm gonna mess this up stamina wise because I'm trying to explain it at the same time. Yep. Oh shit. So yeah, probably save her as well if you're not comfortable with it. I forgot the autosave would put me back here. I'm gonna do that as well. I'm probably gonna have to reload this a few times just to go over different parts of it each time. So yeah, whistle sprint over. Don't do a sprint jump, you want all the stamina you can get. I'm gonna save right now. Shoot on like just below the Boko's eye. That's what I use to line up. Play behind him a bit, shoot behind him. Doesn't matter which bow you use to shoot the ice arrow because it's splash damage, it's not like the bow damage. Scope and line up with that part of the ladder. Put Link's left leg like on line with his leg. Push just outside the dead zone on your left stick, so you like walk at the right pace. Put Link's left foot on the edge of like this fur and stand on the right side of the thing. Aim about here on the horn, on this like where the bow, like, the horn on the bow goes here, and then do kind of semi-late bullet time. And then because I shot at a kind of shit spot, you get an angle like this, which is a bit too far to the right. Ideally, the angle you're looking for would be going like straight over that shrine. Heal around. So there's like different things that totally like completely decide the angles going on here. An earlier bullet time as well would have sent me a bit more left, but also an earlier bullet time would have given me a higher angle and less speed. So the initial shot is important to how you turn him, to what angle you're about to get launched at. Something like this is fine, but it does lose a lot more time than you think it does. Cool, I'm just going to reload it. So again, just doing all the cues I was on about before. That was too late, so I'm gonna get sent to the right. Again. So I kind of got the same angle, because like I shot more to the right because I did a late bullet time. I'm kind of getting the same angle anyway. I've not done this VTB in like 3 weeks. Let's do it again until I do get it right. Oh no. See, this is what happens. He's a bit off to the right here instead of like over the left hand side where he should have been. It can still work, but you have to change up your bullet timing a bit more. And the jump. This is just totally not going to work. It's like he got pushed to the right a bit more there instead of where I wanted him to because I didn't get around him enough when I went for the push. So when I tried to like line up when I was doing the walk around part, I didn't move far enough to the right, so I was like here instead of here, so it pushed him that way. Thank you, snapback. Another thing to note as well is do not drop too low before you shoot the arrow because he can just notice you and ignore the arrows. And then the setup's just completely ruined. Alright, this is a slightly better setup / angle than the other ones, but I have gone a bit high. So it might be a bit of a stretch to make it all the way there. And I went high because I aimed a bit too far into the bow cone, a bit too far right. That would have been great otherwise, which is kind of annoying. I'm not going to spam the hell out of that. You probably get why it works now. And what to do. Out of the bow. Cool. You know, it's hard to keep track of this stuff when you're talking. Alright, so there's like 3 different Lizalfos you can choose here, and where you want to go from this BTB. I kind of like using this one over the left here, because he's not got another one that can mess you up. And the other one is on like some weird patch of land somewhere where you have to push him off to be able to make it. I don't like that stuff, so I'll use this guy. There is a kind of bad thing about this guy too. But walk it until he notices you, shoot him. You probably will still have attack up because I went slow. Just don't headshot him and you're good. Even with the falcon bow. This is the bad thing about the one this guy, you have to push him a bit from this tree, but it's not that much of a bad thing. Make sure you have a 2-handed weapon on. The other is Alpha's BTB sub where you 2 backflips and then swing on the last one. Aim at the center of him. Oh, something I should have mentioned when I was setting up this BTB was how I was walking at him. You want to walk into like the angle you want to go at from this BTB, like directly approach him facing that angle you want to go at. And then you just jump at the center of him after doing that setup, and you should just go there. If you get this, you can get a high angle from that and it's kind of bad because you're going to get about the same way or way slower. What you really want to do is just like rebound here off that stuff. There's a million different places where you can land here to get these wind bombs over. I know Skater and Song have been like doing it from over there. I don't like over there because the angle to get to Zura's domain is super laggy over in that section for some reason. Not like it isn't everywhere around here, but even like looking down and looking up can screw you over there. Which is why I prefer landing over here most of the time. Yeah, it's just risky. What I like to do is do this super over here. And then you can either land like there or at the edge of these rocks down here. Aim alongside this cliff I'm passing now, and then it should put you like straight to ZD. Or again, comfortable with mid-airs, then you do something like that. Thank you, Wordlords. Don't ever worry about getting into this one, and soft locking is totally fine. And I think ideally what the absolute best thing for it to happen is for you to not get that cutscene, and then when you talk to Dorothan and start this one instead, it's a little bit faster. But you can't really control that. And now the sick 3-minute cutscene and the other 3-minute cutscene after running down a set of stairs. So I guess ask me some shit if you're thinking anything. Yeah, you just hit the Lizalfos a bit higher up, or delay. So you could walk a bit more forward on the cryo block, and then jump, and then if you did the same time as I did, then you'd still get a higher angle because you're landing higher up. The problem is, it's not like, it's like 2 set angles you can get. There's either that one I got or a way higher one. It's a bit slower, and it's going to get you to about the exact same point because of how slow it is compared to the lower height one. So the ideal thing to do really is just to get that low one and rebound up. And rebounds are really easy anyway, you just double tap B as you come out the slope. There's a perfect world to be some like in between the super high one and the low one to get the nice height and speed, but you just can't do that. You want to put this armor on now as it comes up here. If you ever have to come down a set of stairs or something and you can't just immediately wind bomb there, like it's like awkward too, you always want to glide to places. Be coming from like higher to lower elevation because gliding's way faster than running. Like 3 times faster. Be better at pressing X and plus than I am. I'm just zoning out because DD sucks. So this part's kind of awful. There's two options I'll give. Ideally the best one is to climb on this statue immediately and then wind bomb from here. It can be really awkward to be able to get a wind bomb off this thing though. What you want to do is you want to kind of like quickly be able to set up one where you can get angle towards this part of the thing here, where you're spending as little time in the air as possible. It's pretty hard, but it would be the best thing to do. The other option is that's gonna, oh my god, I didn't like stuff, cool. So just put a cryo block here and do it. It'll come out, there we go. I'm just gonna eat this. Yeah, slightly slower, but like the angle you can get off this and the ease of actually doing a wind bomb from this is way better. Because look, I can just come down there and then set this up, look at the far right edge of the dam. So yeah, as soon as you land down here as well, it's great eagle bow, shock arrows, side on. If you didn't use a cryo block then to get up there, oh no, either way you're gonna have to swap the cryo anyway. I'm dumb. I should have swapped the cryo as well then, because you're gonna have to immediately use cryo like the ice blocks. I've seen people use Falcon Bow for this, but in AD just use Great Eagle Bow because you have the spread, like the triple shot, so it's just easier to hit any of the hard things there. Like you just aim slightly to the right of this, bam, that's gone. You should have cryo on now, so you'd immediately break both of these. You can one cycle this, it's really fucking hard, and it's hard to practice as well because you have to do this shitty cutscene every single time. I'm going to try and do it, I'm not going to get it, but I'll just say what you do. You wait until you're about here, shoot that there, and you miss it. What ideally happens is you tag that, and then you can hit this one, slide towards the middle so you can get an angle on both of those, and then shoot them. It's like tough on stamina, it's not the hardest thing, it does save a decent bit of time. If you don't get the first shot, that early first shot, then you have to do two, because trying to do three and then doing one gives you a million more cryo blocks at this cycle, and it's way slower. Also, in the first shot, if you're going for that early one, make sure side on is pretty damn close to the waterfall, because if it hits the thing before you can press A to go to the waterfall, side on just turns away, and then you get a two cycle with two shitty patterns of cryo blocks. So it's much safer to just go for the two cycle with the two things on each side if you're not comfortable in the one cycle, which is hard, it's hard to practice, and it's super easy to fuck up. Also, you want to waste a little bit of time before you get inside on here, so you can immediately break these cryo blocks before they start doing this. Obviously I was talking and shit, but it's still kind of fast. You can just get them all as they're still up there. Like while being right next to them, so Sidon immediately turns around and does a whole waterfall. You're going to come up from this side as soon as you get an angle on both of these. That shot there is kind of weird. It kicks you out of bullet time unless you... So you want to shoot that like far back one, immediately paraglider out of your bullet time, and then bullet time again. If you try and stay in bullet time to hit both, it's going to kick you out of it as soon as the arrow lands on the far one. Yeah, this section's an entire piece of shit because it's just a million cutscenes, and then you have to go trying to go for one cycle and you just never hit it, and if you do, it's super easy to mess up, and it sucks. I didn't mean to do that, but there's a screenshot. I actually don't know how much time one cycle saves. I want to say like 15, 20 maybe. It's pretty decent. Also, you should be pressing the fuck out of X and pause at this part. Or plus, or whatever it is on your controller. I guess I'm gonna have to do this twice to show you what would happen if you went really fast and you don't have gales at this point, and if you do have gales, so get ready to see me do the start of Router twice.
You're here, I must say now. You'll need a... The guidance...
Falcon bow. You put this thing here, they'll try and climb the side, shoot that guy, shoot that guy. If you're good at motion controls, use motion controls, it's way faster. I can't do it. As soon as he makes that noise, just flick it a little bit more. You have to get it all the way up. And then jump over. Shield jump back here. You wouldn't have Amiibo on? Okay, it didn't fucking hit that thing, of course. You wouldn't have Amiibo on, so you can just flick all the way to the right for cryo. Don't know why that thing didn't do that, and then you place the block under there from 10 miles away because the thing wouldn't be there. Yeah, does it make an autosave after the map? I hope it does, because then I can just go from that. So, you'd look at your gales before you get in here, because it decides what you're about to do now, like before you activate the map.
Good. You've obtained
If
a map
you
of the Divine Beast.
do have
will see
gales,
several
then
glowing
you
points on the
would
tape route back. Be careful.
put it to 2, second from the top. If you don't have gales, you have to wind bomb, put it to the very top. Let's do the wind bombs. Or cryo block here. Aim towards the very back there, like straight on line with it, so you don't hit the sides or anything, you come to the back. Detonate your square bomb, that will not blow up unless you manually blow up, and it can totally screw you because you can just jump down here and then have nothing, and you screwed yourself. The wind bombs you need to be at the very top, because the second one's a little bit higher up,
There are 3 terminals
and unless you have
remaining.
like a perfect max height wind bomb, you're not making it. So it's better to just put it at the very top one and have it be a bit lower down so you can make it. Oh, okay, it did the map one. Gales is way fucking easy, you just put it at 2 and then do 3 gales. Hey, it's put me back here though, cool. The cycles in Router don't start as well. Okay, this cycle does, so it's going to be screwed, so maybe I should restart the whole thing in a bit. But this cycle at least doesn't start until you move this trunk. So you just gale onto the side here, to this part. Gale. Gale again. As soon as you land, put it to 5, 5 from the top.
There are 3
Sprint off. Whichever opening you're closest to, either like a bit further back or this hole, drop down into. Shoot that guy, you can immediately drop down, you can still do this thing from down here. Okay, cool. Right, you can't do it through fire, do you know? Only have to spin it a tiny bit. Activate this one. As soon as you've finished activating this one,
There are two.
or from the top. This is pretty tight, by the way, and I fucked it up because I was doing all that other dumb shit with the explaining. But you would make that. And then, after you've activated that one, you land down here to do that, and then this one would be like this as well. I don't know how those cycles managed to line up like this. With even all the dumb talking I was doing.
Just one.
But yeah, shield jump over here as well, or like, glide I guess, whatever, just don't land in the water, it's kinda slow. Immediately pull out cryo and flick up for it so you can get the water back up, get up there. Sprint onto this, sprint and jump. Sometimes you just doesn't want to climb it sometimes. If you sprint and jump, you nearly always will jump up. I'm gonna have to redo... No, I don't. I'm not redoing it. The cycle was all I end up with one doing the fucking dumb shit. The talking. You see what it looked like. Alright, well, I guess we're waiting. Let's be ultra safe. No, but actually just jump in. If you don't want to have to be as fast as you need to make that like tight thing before it shuts here, you can just wait a bit longer to move that back when I said immediately move it back as soon as you land, just to be a bit more lenient. Yeah, now we're here. Drop down here, Great Eagle Bow. This thing. Eat food. You can eat food at any point within router pretty much as well if you've got low health for some reason. You immediately headshot him, or cryo block next to one of these squares, so you can jump onto it easily. So the way Windblight getting back up there works is if every single one of your shock arrows from the Great Eagle Bow, like all three of the spread, hit him, he'll immediately get up. If two of them hit, then he needs another shot into him from the stand up. Just be prepared to react to either. That was a bit off here, but I was right next to it anyway, so I can easily stand on this. He didn't go to the platform I'm on. You need to immediately look at him as you come into the second phase and see what platform he's going to. Because if he comes next to the one you're on, you have to get away from that, but you can do it in time. You just need to react quickly to like get into another platform. But yeah, just don't be on the one he's about to go to because the bomb arrow splash will screw you. So switch the bomb arrows, headshot him, shoot him with the shot. He doesn't get up. He's about to now. Jump off. Bomb arrows, done. If you're really brave and confident and want to go fast, you can skip this one. I wouldn't advise it until you're getting really fast times. And by really fast, I mean like pretty damn low 140s, so 140. Right, we just had cryo on, so just a remote bomb. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna wind bomb off this ledge here, but as you can see, it's kind of a piece of shit to get up. you don't want to just like try and stand at the top of it and then jump from standing still. You want to set your angle to the north as you're walking over to it, walk up it, and then as you're still walking, then you jump from it. Go for a super rare because it's faster. Also, I don't think you make it all the way to the base of the waterfall without a super. A lot of the time you'll get here and you won't be able to press A like now. It's because the waterfall's not loaded in properly, so you just want to do the stuff you normally do with switching your weapons to try and force it to load. That is so long as you're actually right at the base of it, which most of the time you usually are within range of it. It's just the waterfall being a piece of shit. There's multiple ways to solve this wind bomb. You can do it off this ledge itself. I don't like doing it. Sometimes it's easy to fail. I'm gonna go like pretty much directly west. If you're doing it off this, you have to delay your bullet time a bit. What I usually do is, when the gliding you get, like glide over to this part, I guess. The absolute fastest thing would be to do it from that, like delayed wind bomb. You can put a cryo block at the top as well if you want to do that. I used to do that, but it's kind of awkward sometimes too. So I've just been doing it from this. You can super this, but the problem is you go too fast and get here before this Lizalfos loads in. Like I've even done it now, but it takes way longer when you super it. So you don't want Great Eagle Bow on because triple shots suck for setting up BTVs. You want to put Link's right foot in this like marking. As I've got the bow out now, Link's right foot is like this. You want to put it in this marking on the rocks. This shit. When the Lizalfos gets to the end point there, you want to look down. There's a bit of pale blue poking out here. That's where you want to shoot at. Watch where your arrow falls to. You want to switch to ice and then aim where your arrow lands, like where the pickup glint is. Aim at that, and then as soon as the Lizalfos' neck, or like the end of his head passes that point, you shoot. It looked a bit awkward because I was explaining shit and flicking my hands around and stuff when I was doing it, but that's kind of the timing you want to do. You want to aim at the right side of his tail. Normally it's like that. Sometimes his tail can be in a strange position, not like straight on line with him. So you can look at like the reflections here on the right hand side of him. You can like aim along the right edge of that as well. I think I bullet timed a bit earlier. Yeah, kinda did. Yep, and I got a kind of bad angle. Let's do it again. Let's do the whole thing again. Because I was talking all of it. I'm playing bad. Okay, didn't get a leggings as the main, that's a new one. So the non-super can make it all the way to the base of the waterfall. And I guess if you get a wind bomb without a super that can make it all the way, the waterfall would load in a bit faster, so it's not that important of a super, I guess, as long as you can make it to the base of the waterfall without one. Ideally what I should have done as well is gone like way to the left side of the base of the waterfall, so I'm paragliding for way less time when I'm trying to set up on the spot I go to. Super here doesn't matter, do it or don't. It's fast to get in there, but all the Lizalfos takes longer to load in. Set up in the spot I said, look at the pale blue thing sticking out, shoot just above it, aim on the arrow glint, his head is passed, make sure you actually enter bullet time. Yeah, you want to aim a little bit more right of the right side of his tail, I guess. You want to go pretty late on this because you do not want height, you just want to descend pretty much straight forward. You want to angle like this, you want to pass like by the tower, like kind of relative to like how I am now. This is why we picked up the golden bow as well in the stash earlier, because it doesn't burn. It's trash otherwise. So land on these rocks. Probably going to rebound, even though I don't want to. Cancel the damage. You want to aim slightly west of north, like slightly to the left of north on your minimap. And then get a turn wind bomb. He's staring at your health the entire time that you're in Elden. Land somewhere around here. Ideally I should have landed like one level lower. So I'm right in front of the shop. So this is where you would sell if I wasn't like figuring out rupee ryan shit beforehand, because couldn't remember it. It's the second option, by the way. If you're playing in Italian, it's always going to be the second option. You have to be confident in your rupee ryan and your maps that will be able to do it here, because if you've not got enough rupees here, you've just done a lot of the run for no reason and you fuck yourself. 600, by the way. Immediately equip it. I should have done it in the menu that appeared as soon as I bought it. It's faster than cancelling it and then reopen it again. So you can either don't whistle sprint there, just throw sprint and shoot this lizard and pick it up, or crouch and crouch dash over to it. If you don't grab that one, then there's this one on the rock behind Bluto. I prefer just going for this one because it's an absolute guarantee. You cannot mess this one up. The monster part on the lizard, make the fireproof elixir. Immediately put the fireproof elixir on because we want to spend as little time in the menus as possible. We want to spend no time in the menu as possible when we get over to Yunobo. So wind bomb up here. Again, with the aiming thing, you don't really need to spend much time aiming this one. You just know you're going north and landing up there. You're trying to go fast. For this, it's a turn. We're going to do it from here. Don't know if it's going to mess up unloaded because explaining it and going slow. But I guess we'll try. You want to aim at like the left edge of the top of the shrine here. And then get a slow awful turn. But as you can see, it kind of stays unloaded for quite a while even when you do the turn from up there. That's going to put me back, but I don't know if it's going to mess it unloaded because I've never tried saving and reloading to get it. There's also the backflip method with the super, but this one is kind of more reliable once you can get the turn. Okay, where I said was kind of bad because it depends on where you stand as well.
Rivali's tale is now.
Yeah, I'm messing this up. All I'm going to say for this is, because I'm not going to get it because I suck at the game at the moment, is go watch Skato's run where he does it. He's got a pretty good setup for it. It's really way easier than making it look. I just suck at the moment. If you can't get it, or you miss it, whatever, get skew here. You can get a normal clip here, but just have snapback ruin your ESC. ESC through that pretty easy, run at this. Also, if you can't do the ESC, there's just a cannon over there. But the cannon's way slower than both of these. Because we skipped Spine Ice Arrows in Gerudo, these can be pretty important for the fights. Depending on how many you've used, you probably will need to get them if you've not had like perfect arrows. Alright, so if you've ESC'd, you have to clear Ragdoll here. You can go with a flop, or you can probably just do a quick fix right over the edge here. If you just got unloaded, then just fire away like a wind bomb. And again, you really don't have to set up time aiming this. You just go in south towards Bluto and just kind of run towards it and go right into the wind bomb. But just remember, depending on if you ESC'd or not, or if you got unloaded, maybe you need to clear Ragdoll to get that wind bomb. If you want to not have to think about that at all, well, I guess you still have to think about it, but when you get into Yunobo's room from the ESC, you can fix Ragdoll in there, just like flop into Yunobo. And not have to worry about it with the wind bomb part, then you can just like run into it either way. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm still figuring out what's totally optimal for this. These things are scary. They usually don't hit you. But you want to wind bomb from down here and get up top somewhere pretty quickly. There's multiple ways to do it. I'm gonna try something real quick. There's not a way to grab onto that thing that flew way past. But hey, let's just see where the fuck this will take us if I wind bomb from here. Okay, that's pretty good actually. That gets you there in 2 wind bombs. Let's do that again. I guess I'm going on this rock just because it's the highest one, but maybe you could do it from like a faster one you can grab onto. It was like this ledge here, wasn't it? That's not easy to get up to. Start doing awkward climbing stuff. Alright, so fuck everything I'm saying right now, it's just me doing dumb shit. Let's start back down here. Run into this rock. One bomb up here, cancel it here. Make sure that your square is detonated. Ah, I'm getting low on food. That super kind of doesn't matter. So don't worry about doing that one, getting it or not. Then you land up here and then do one more wind bomb up. As you can see, there's probably another more optimal way to get up to here, but I need to fuck about and find what it is. There's different things for this. I'm just gonna go with the... because I'd have to like get all the way to the end of the game and then come back here to explain the different things, like showing off. So I'm just gonna do 3 Furies from killing. What you can do is... one Fury, and then Great Eagle Bow headshot ice arrows into, like, to finish them off. And then you can use 2 more Furies at the next section, you know, go escort to kill to kill a couple of Guardians towards the end. But that also, I don't know if it's fast yet. I need to figure it out. I need to time it. So let's just go with the bread and butter. I'm not going to say stuff I'm not totally sure on. For this, ideally what you want to do is you do those 3 Abos's Fury. You slowly make your way towards the cannon as you're using them. And then you want to put the bomb in and hit the, like, this switch before, you know, what even starts talking to you then, so that you can just immediately jump in. You've already got a bomb in to just do that. So, I have shit food because of a lot of dumb stuff I've been doing. Completely optimally here. Alright, wait, let's go with this real quick. You'd like run over from here, the Moblins have noticed you, you'd be doing a Boss's Fury, Boss's Fury, Boss's Fury, and then just sprint over, drop a bomb in, hit the thing, and then Yunobo will talk to you. You want to do it before he starts talking to you so you can do it as fast as possible. Completely optimal here, you'd run up the cannon, do a square first. I know I'm about to die. Wind bomb. Oh shit, I have Mephas, I can't waste that. You'd do that and get over there, but you'd want a low angle one. You won't want to spend all the time in the air because it takes forever to fall down. But just run over. Food can be super tight here as well. Like you can have absolutely nothing, and sometimes you have to buy from the Gorons in Goron City to even be able to live in the next part. Always second option. And we never touch the D-pad. How you sprint here doesn't matter because you're never going to be able to make it past this first Guardian. You're always just going to have to stand there and wait. So like, doesn't matter how well you do your throw sprinting or whatever, you've got to wait. I'm going to switch to stasis now because we're about to use it. Switch to it at any point before you get past this part.
Wait up!
Wait here. Go. You want quite a lot of stamina by the time you get to this boulder here. You want to come on it, aim at this part of the boulder here, this white thing I'm looking at. The right edge of it. Hit it 3 times. Normally I would have hit it, but because I was taking my time being a bit slow, Yunobo got in the way and cancelled the thing. Ideally you don't want that, you just want 3 fast hits where Yunobo doesn't get in the way and slow it down a little bit. I'm gonna try and kind of go fast here and explain, but it's also hard to because everything's on a cycle here, and you can make things go a lot faster if you do everything kind of fast. You want to drop down like I do here. Alright, I fucked everything up now. You want to, after you put the bomb in, you want to drop down to this part, because then Yunobo will make more of a beeline towards you, and then jump into the cannon a bit faster. If you stood up top, he tries to run more towards like the back way, which is a little bit slower. I've completely fucked up all the cycles now, so I can't explain going fast, I guess. But you need to nail all like the minor things on this to be able to make it go way faster so you can hit faster cycles. Because it's really easy to lose like 30-40 seconds there and not even realize. And a lot of people do. It's not as auto-scrollery as people think. Like, it kind of is, but it's kind of not. So, ideally, if I was doing good, you want to do good whistle sprinting over here. Oh fuck. Get a better gale than I did. And the Guardians would be like they are right now if you did it all, like, well. Okay, maybe not. I thought they were next to each other. So this Guardian would be where it is now. That one would be where it's about to be now, a lot closer. You can grab this mag box and kill both of them, like, super quick. And make this first cycle. But yeah, do everything right to be able to do it. And I mean, like, even the minor details, like stamina management's gotta be good at everything. At this point when you drop down, always check on your Nobo just for a second because he loves to get stuck here on a million different things. For running with the box, you want to like drop it as often as you can, like just fling it forward and drop it so you can be sprinting at full speed. This thing is really awkward. And I hate it. Here you can't really drop it because it's just going to fall down the hill and screw you. You want to be swinging the box like an idiot, preferably with motion controls if you can do that. If not, I just do left and right on the control stick pretty like wildly and it'll kill. Okay, I'll just drop that. Thanks, Shinobu. So yeah, you won't fuck that up. You drop down there, Shinobu will jump in, you fire this off. What do you mean left and right too? Oh, you mean instead of like up and down, like smacking him with the head? Yeah, you can do it anyway, it's just so long as the box is going fast. Again, just try and like push the box, chuck it, sprint forward, push the box some more, chuck it. Sometimes that one doesn't die in the middle, all your box will do is push it. Make sure that you've killed it before you try and run forward. Run a hill again, so like just throwing it forward and just dropping it wherever is kind of scary sometimes. It can just straight roll down. Got the box anywhere around there, sprint toward, like throw sprint towards this, so you've got decent stamina to climb that. You don't need to pause your Novo, you just need to kill this thing kind of fast. Throw the box away. You can throw it better ways way faster. Just like as soon as you confirm the kill, chuck it away. Go up this thing. Grab this. Just push out and like go to the right and it should just kill it. Walk to the edge of this. Pull the box in. Be holding like down on the right stick the entire time. Drop it. You know about an enemy. Cool. Watch out for whistling there when you pull in the box in. Again, it's better to use motion controls for this. I flail it about it like an idiot with the right stick. It works, sometimes it doesn't. As soon as you hear the click noise as well on the cannons when you can press detonate. But yeah, all the minor shit is really important in that. It can cost you a fuckload of time just from missing cycles. No accidental fixture.
Hey, I always... You're here to... You're gonna need... You can grab.
So immediately sprint and glide down this, fastest way to go. Swap to duplex bow, figure out where it is and don't mess up like me. You want to shoot like just above, like you can get it and then like shoot just above this like part that's sticking up out of the calamity crap, malice. Throw a square bomb over there, make sure it's kind of close to the door. Like this, take a step back a bit, detonate that, and then just shoot where you saw. What can happen is when you shoot here, if you shoot like there, like just at the bottom of the grate thing, it doesn't go through. You need to make sure you're shooting a bit higher, so it actually burns it. For this, you want to, the best thing to do is if you can like give it the tiniest push ever like I just did then, but it still opens kind of fast. Because if you open it too fast, the doors are about to like rebound and close again, you have to use mag again instantly. Small thing, but it sucks. You want to be able to just instantly run out instead. Don't sweat it too much, it's hard to be able to like slowly push it the perfect amount, but try. For this part, you want to jump over that like this. Stand in like the middle of the door frame, like left a little bit of the torch, the way you just lit the thing. Okay, I just totally messed up the shot, didn't I, because I was aiming... I'm gonna reload that. You want to shoot his eye. I shot a bit to the right of his eye then, so he just missed the torch a little bit. I don't know where this autosave is going to put me in terms of terminals touch, so I'm just going to do that slit. That. I have no arrows, but I have to do that anyway because I reloaded it. It's like there. This, yeah, that's done. Like this is what I was talking about, by the way, how I closed here like that. See, if you don't shoot a bit to the right of him, he's fine. Always shoot this eye first, because something's going to spawn out of that if you don't, and it can kill you at the map terminal. Sick. So, I'm going to show a couple backups in here as well, because I have to, because I have no fucking arrows now. And the kind of easy, quick ones that can save a run.
The terminals to take that. You got this.
So immediately hold like back and to the left to be able to come over here and light it. If you had the right arrows and the right bow, you just immediately go to there and I'll show you where I shoot in a minute. There's a nice bow in here if you somehow don't have a decent bow to be able to shoot this thing. You need a bow that's not multi-shot, and this bow cannot aim high enough. Golden bow, so it sucks. Ideally you just want to do the falcon bow, but maybe you broke it somehow, I don't know. Or swallow bow's good, anything. There's 5 arrows, there's 2 5-arrow chests here as well, if you don't have arrows. I'm just gonna sip another one of these real quick. So yeah, you do that, you light that, you cancel the bot, like the aim immediately, don't sprint over, just stand, like just regular run over. I line up this thing and this black thing here, like next to each other, and then I just shoot the highest and the like the top, like the most top right point I can shoot when they're lined up. Like this thing sticking out here and this like black mark, this black line. Just shoot like the most top right part I can, and it'll bounce off and do it. Problem I see a lot of time with this shot is that people don't go fast enough. Like you don't have that long on this fire. Like they did get the right shot, they were just kind of slow. There's a million different setups for that. Play about with it. It's a lot easier shot than people think it is. You've just got to get it to rebound off quite high. Immediately open the map after you do that that shot and just hit A. You don't have to move the thing at all, just map A instantly. The shot as well doesn't change with a 20 range bow, a 30 range bow, or a 40 range bow. I've shot the exact same spot every single time with any normal bow. Like any normal single shot bow, and it's fine.
There are 3.
Okay, I totally messed up there. So don't just not jump like I did then. So let's just ignore the past 10 seconds. You just sprint here, jump off, glide over, you make it. If you have a swallow bow or a falcon bow, you just aim like right at this thing. If you have a different bow, like a 20 range bow, you like say the knight's bow, you'd aim a bit higher up like here. We already have mag on from the door before, so do that, hold that up for a sec, see the ball go through. Did the ball actually go through? I'm kind of concerned now, the cutscene should have happened.
There are 2.
But yeah, grab that box, put it on there, rotate again quickly. Like, right, that took its time. So that cutscene should have happened. Normally it interrupts you trying to get through the door the first time to get into this room. Ideally what you want to do is get through the door and then have the cutscene happen as soon as you get crouch through that hole. It can happen as late as now and it'll still be fine for like the tiny time save I'm about to show. If it doesn't fully go in and you have to like manually put it in yourself when you get down there, you can't do this strat. But when you come back down, the cutscene's already happened, you drop down, as soon as you're about here, like where I am to the ground now, you just start turning this thing already, and you can activate it while it's rotating.
Just 1.
You literally come to like the top left part of this malice scale here. We don't care about the bow because the only other bow we're gonna need, we need like a one single shot bow past this point. Sorry. So if it's about to burn, then maybe just switch to the golden or the great eagle straight away. But yeah, come down here. We eat food now. If you don't have Mifa or board food at this point, just keep on the flame resistant stuff. Because you need to live more than kill fast. But yeah, food, shock arrow. Do this, immediately hold down right and start whistle sprinting.
Watch out for that sword.
Come at this part, side hop off. If you want to get 4 shots in there, you can do it if you shoot a lot faster. I do not know why that didn't kill with 4 shots, kind of weird, usually does. Maybe one of the arrows didn't connect. What you can do is to preserve durability on Great Eagle Bow is you can cancel the fire damage, switch the bomb, you can pull the bow out and then put it back away and it stops the fire for a second. Don't do what I'm doing, thinking a million different things at the moment and fucking this fight up. What you instead want to do is shoot from on here. I'm gonna have to reload this fight because I just fucked up second phase explaining it. Yeah, you can cancel damage on the bow if you pull out and put it away. Like if you just tap ZR. If for some reason you have to start over here, you can get bullet time off this.
That flaming ball is dangerous.
So like immediately switch the bombs, throw it to the corner he goes to. Do that, do that. Okay, I did it too soon, cool. Get onto this thing. Shoot him in the head, shoot him wherever, 2 shots he gets off. Then as soon as he starts getting up, side off, let's shot the crap out of him. You can do 3 shots and then go into bullet time. Technically would be slightly faster. Way riskier. I'm not gonna switch bow, it doesn't matter. You can switch bow there if you're scared about Great Eagle bow burning for some reason. It's not gonna. Oh yeah, don't pick up that hat. I don't know why the hell I picked up that hat. Don't ever pick up that hat, it's pointless. You can't pre-turn your camera here or anything to be able to like quickly set up a wind bomb because it's just going to snap your camera back forward after this cutscene ends. It'd be great if you could, but you can't.
Returned to us, and the spirits of the champions are free. We will all be awaiting your clash with Ganon at Hyrule Castle.
Keep note of what bomb you threw in the end there, because you want to be able to just quickly come up to here. You want to make it so you go to the left side of this, so you just like aim somewhere over there so you don't dead angle. Jump off this, but delay your bullet time a little bit, because sometimes you can't get bullet time here. I look back at Goron City for this super here. You can look wherever the hell you want. Goron City is just the best for me. Come over here, do this, snipe this guy. That's why I kept Great Eagle Bow on, it's just an easy instant kill. Softly land on this platform. Ideally you want to like be falling at max speed and then pull it last second, be able to do it, but that's really scary and fuck that. Save on here as well, after that guy totally dies, like after the smoke appears. Make sure this Boko is in the right position. Right now he's not. He's just not where his default position is for some reason. If he's not, you have to shoot an arrow wherever the hell. And wait for him to go back. What I've done as well is I go into bow aim and like crouch towards here. And as you can see, like these black lines within the wood, this is what I'm looking at for when I'm getting into position for this BTB. I put Link's right foot on this black line now that it's on. Like here. I don't go past this because he can easily walk off. But this is like close enough. He's probably messed up his default position again, so I'm just gonna shoot. Alright, so you want to aim at this corner of this plank here. The right edge of this post there, just below it. And then you're going to see he's going to stick his weapon out like that. You just want to like shoot where his weapon is. Shoot him as soon as he turns. Aim at the left edge of his ass pretty much. Like the leftmost edge of him is pretty much what I just look at. Do a backflip and then do the backflip attack where you like move forward. That'll put you in the right place. And then swing. And then get fucked by snapback trying to put your bow back on so you don't get a good BTB. I bow and equip for it because I want to be going as fast as possible just to get through Korok Forest because it's super easy to avoid out over. You want to be holding like up and left pretty much the entire time. And we barely got through it, which is nice. But I feel like that's like the absolutely ideal one because it's like the angle exactly where I want to go for Ganon skip, which we'll talk about different setups in a minute. I've probably got to do this a few times to go over different things about how bullshit this BTB is. So I should have mentioned when I was reloading then, I like cancelled my BTB and was just gliding in place. That's because you make no noise when you're doing that, you're just completely silent. And because this game's dumb, the noise you're making before you reload carries over for an instant. So if you're making any noise at all from like when you're reloaded, these Bokos are gonna instantly notice you. Like I'm gonna do now, like do that, and then I'll reload. And then look, instantly notice me and try walking towards me. That's why you always, if you're gonna reload this, you want to be like completely still or crouching or gliding in the air. And don't ever have your shield on you, because for some reason having shield out makes noise. But yeah, crouch, walk towards this, have my bow out, put Link's right foot on that black line on the wood. He's already in the default position, so I'm fine. I don't know why he can not be in the default position sometimes, he just doesn't like to be. Shoot where his weapon is, as soon as he turns, shoot. Left edge of his ass, left flip attack. Bullet time, so you'll hit him. So, quick thing to note as well is, if you go over the very entrance of Lost Woods, there's a high chance you'll void, like the far left side, where all like the torches and shit are, like the far left of there, that guides you initially. For some reason, it just wants to void you, even though you're going barely over any of the forest compared to like what I went through before. Wants to void you, don't know. So like you want to like go through, you want to avoid the very left edge and a bit further right towards Korok Forest, like the inside part. There's also a height limit as well, so if you get a pretty high BTB, you want to make sure you're on line with or lower than this, like the tallest spire at Castle. Because if you're too high, it doesn't give a crap where you are, it's just going to insta-void you. And that one was just a bit slow, I think. The one nice thing about voiding is that it doesn't matter how much noise you were making, it's just going to be fine. I mean, it's not great because you voided out and you have to fucking do this awful BTB again. It's like I'm really high here, so I'm just going to have to wait a bit before I even pull glider. Yep, not even going through, it's too slow. That's why you want to make sure you aim on the absolute edge of him. And if you find, like say I was a bit further right then than the first one I tried, if you find that, say you're doing that, you want to change the angle the Boko is initially looking at. So set it up the same, like shoot here, walk him over. And then it depends on like how high or low you shoot the ice arrow, how the Boko is going to look, and how like the angle you're going to get sent up through the forest. So if I shoot it like way higher, it should send me a lot more to the left now, like this. And you know, opposite for if I shot lower, it'd send me way more to the right. Obviously your bullet time timing as well changes it if you were super early or not. And that's what I was talking about, where if you go over like the tiniest bit of the entrance, it says fuck you, get voided, even though you went over nothing. If you're using one of the like front entrances as well for Ganon Skip, I think Skato, so I don't know who Sarp is. I know Skato uses it in his PB, so let's say that. When Skato uses it in his PB, then I think it's a front entrance, so you could actually go all the way to the left of the forest and kind of curve around it and avoid it and not lose a lot of time from trying to curve towards Castle. If you're using a back entrance, it's going to screw you a bit more. Oh, this one is super high, how? Yeah, you don't Yeah, you won't start losing speed until glider pull, yeah, but like the initial base launch of the BTB is the really important thing here because you don't really go far enough for it to screw you up that much. Alright, so let's actually get the BTB now because I want to start doing Ganon skip shit. Hey, I was too late before. Did I ever save it? No, I didn't. I have to do it. Cool. When's the next boot camp? There's probably not going to be a next one. I'm just going to do this. How was that too late? Come on! Alright, I'm shitting the bed now, because now I actually need to hit it and I just can't. I'm going with a 3 weeks and rusty excuse again. Wait, what am I doing? Let's not do that. Okay, fuck this, I'm windbombing over. It's not gonna let me get through now because I'm just trying to and it's gonna say no. Got the bow, sick. Alright, cut the video, Let's just edit to where I'm totally at castle already. That was a joke, by the way. I'm totally not going to edit the video. Is this going to void me? Also, by the way, this is just an example of why you totally have to do that BTV.
Urbosa's Fury is ready.
Cool, Fury's ready. Alright, so I'm just gonna go where I go. Normally I'd land here after the BTB, this back entrance. I'm probably gonna learn another Ganon skip setup at some point because this one's kinda jank and the other one looks a bit better. This is what I do, go look at other ones. So you'd land, you would, if you don't immediately get the cutscene when you land, which you can tell by the minimap in the bottom right. If there's like any part of the minimap of the castle, like the 3D thing, there, even like just the orange orb at the top, you're gonna get the cutscene as soon as you land. If there's none of that, then you're not gonna get the cutscene. You want to force it with watching a memory, which will always be Revali's flat. You won't ever have the first one. It'll take a while to cancel that, depending on how loaded or unloaded castle is. But yeah, you run over here for this cannon skip. Make sure you still have attack up, so I've got to go kind of fast. Climb up on the wall here, side hop twice, free forward. Only ever flick up when you jump in, like don't hold up the entire time, because you might step forward a bit more and you might start climbing the wall, which you really don't want to do. So just flick up for the jump and then let it go back to neutral each time. You want to be where I am, and then you want to aim at like this top right edge slash corner of this pillar here, like where it's poking out a little bit. Totally don't have steady hands right now. Oh. Fuck's it, I'm just gonna take that. Same as Windblight, you just hold forward with the pause thing and everything. Skip this one. Skip the second one. Watch this whole thing. You're waiting to see if he's appearing at the bottom or not. He's there already, of course, I messed it up. If you see him there straight away, just immediately skip. You've got to fight Ganon. Which is just like any percent, except you have Fury and Daruk's protection, so it's 10 times easier. And you upgrade Eagle Bow, so you'd just be like this the entire time. Don't walk in a fire and shit. It's really easy. And you immediately use Fury in second phase, and then stunlock him with the Claymore in the room. This is why I'm saying not to learn this setup though. But it's the only one I know, so I can't really teach any other.
Now my moment is finally.
Just don't be at the bottom, mate, please. Alright, fuck you. I'm not gonna keep trying this. I've not done this setup in like ages. So I'm gonna say for this, just go and learn Scale's setup. Watch what he does in the video. I don't know if it is Scale's setup, I just know he does it in his PB. And I'm not gonna go with Beast Cannon since it's Beast Cannon, you know it. I guess I can go with fighting him normally, but I also just suck at fighting Ganon because all I know how to do is this. But really, it's just this. It's not really a fight. Ganon stunlock. I guess I'll just do this. Yeah, I don't need a t-shirt coming in. It's not really a fight. I'm just gonna finish it there because yeah, I don't need to do your beast cannon. And I'm getting pretty tired anyway. That's kind of why the end of this sucked. I'm gonna dip in a minute if anyone wants to ask me questions and shit before I go. I guess I just want to reinforce that if you're going for low times and trying to go fast in this game in longer categories, stop taking so long setting up wind bomb setups. You can do them way faster, get used to doing them fast, practice it, and stop spending so much time in the air with wind bombs. Try and get like low angles when you can, when you don't need the height. Because like, you do a million wind bombs in a run and it's so much like wasted time in the air. And make sure they're accurate too. Because if you let you fuck up and then you have to cancel it and slow glide over, that's really bad. So like people practice wind bombs, but they only practice like doing it once, and then they kind of went there and it was good. Really, you need to practice doing it fast, getting like setting it up fast, doing the actual thing fast, getting it like the right height, I guess too, so you're not in the air forever, and being accurate. Do that, and everything else I said in this. Cool. All right, see yous.